So in today's class, I'm going to tell you a story about pawns. Okay. Now, we are not going to see how the pawn moves and how the pawn captures. We all know that stuff, right? So
Yeah,
I'm going to understand.
that's for very beginners.
Yes, we are going to
That's
understand.
basics, sir. Basics.
Yeah. So today we are going to understand the behavior of pawns. What do pawns like? What do pawns
I know
don't
what
like?
the spot like.
Tell me.
They're king and queen.
Pawn likes the king. No, something else. So you have to, because every piece like the king, right? If the king is lost, the game is over. So we can say that for every single piece. Queen also
Rook.
likes the king. Rook also likes the king. Everyone likes the king. But it's not about the king only. We have to understand how the pawn likes to play in the game. So suppose I'll draw a couple of pawns on the board, and I want all of you to start focusing now. Now see guys, by the very nature, okay, now right now I'll be drawing 4 pawns from both sides. Now in this position, suppose if you look at the structure, you will see that black's pawn, all the pawns of black are in chain, correct? All the pawns are very happy because they are together. But if you look at white structure, this group is very happy because they are having their own party time, they are enjoying among themselves. But this little guy, he's not so happy. He's like, you
He's
guys are my
lonely.
friends, and yes, he's lonely. Yes, right way to put it. He's lonely. So a
Has no
lonely
one to
pawn,
play with.
a lonely pawn is very easy for the opponent to attack. So you have to understand like this, that pawn, the d4 pawn is very weak. In chess, we don't use the word lonely, we use the word weakness. Now suppose, what do you think, who has more weakness? The white side or the black side?
Black side.
Black side has more weakness or white side? Think, who's more of the
White
more
side.
pawns are
White side.
together? Why do you call that, Ame? Why do you say white is having more weaknesses? Because
I know. Because there are only two chains
one
together.
by one, one by
For
one.
black, there's four at a time.
Yes, I hope everyone is understanding that black has all the 4 pawns in one single chain. But in case of white, there are 2 different chains. It means,
Sir, why don't they both have the same position?
because I'm trying to explain you the difference between the pawn chains. Otherwise, if I keep everything same, how will we try to understand which one is stronger, which one is not strong, right? Who has more weakness? Now, this is very simple. It's like a child's play now for you guys. Who has more weakness now? White or black?
Black.
Black. Okay. I mean, what's the reason? Why do you say that? Because this chain is same, exactly the same as black's chain. But what is the difference?
Because the black 2 pawns are just
They're not together, right? They cannot protect each other, guys. Kashish, are you understanding this? They're not together.
So black is more weak.
Yes, even though it looks like that these pawn chains, that these pawns are very closely tied upon, but the point is, guys, can the backward pawn protect the forward pawn, Gurasis? What do you say? Can the backward pawn of black protect the forward pawn?
Yes.
No. But can this guy protect this guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So now you guys have understood how do you figure out pawn weakness. Okay, I'll give you now one example. Let's go here. Now we see some real-time situation in which there are so many different pieces, isn't it? Now it's time for real-time chess, guys, okay?
First we have to count how much we have.
Wait. So everything is equal. I'm telling you straight away. Just hang on a moment. In this position, examine the pawn structure from both the sides, white and black. Who has more weakness? What do you guys say now?
B.
White has more weakness or black? Look closely. So sometimes we have to always see this thing. Who has more weakness? Try to take some time. Take some time, Kashish. It's slightly tricky. Slightly tricky to understand who has more weakness. Okay, so can you guys see that this group can be together, right? Because a pawn likes to protect a different pawn. So that's why this side, white is together, and the other side white is together, right? So white is together having how many different chains? 2, correct? All of you? In case of black, how many different chains for black? 1,
1, 2, 3.
2. And should I consider these two guys in chain?
No.
No. So 3 and 4. White has 3 chains, sorry, 2 chains, and black has how many chains?
4.
4. So who has more weakness?
Black.
Black. Kashish, is it clear to you? Who has more weakness?
2 are wrong. They are separate.
Yes, exactly. So we cannot
They
say
have
that.
only one proper chain.
Yes. So one is there here, second is
Sir,
here.
1 minute. Sir, see, sir, these two we don't consider. And these two, they can't protect each other, but they can protect each other.
What about the center ones?
Center ones, they can't protect.
Exactly. So that's why black is having more
But
weakness.
sir, but they can protect this. Right.
But we are only considering pawns, Kashish. We are not
Yeah.
considering right now pieces. Only pawns we are looking, okay? All right. Now, Amay, what do you think? Who has more weakness, white or black? See the position. What do you think? Who has more weakness, white or black?
Black. Black.
Very good. Okay. Now, guys, whenever we have now found that, okay, these are the weaknesses, we have to start fixing the weakness. So you have to follow a 2-step process. First of all, you fix the weakness. You don't allow the pawns to be pushed. Number 1. Number 2, you try to attack the weaknesses. What are the 2 steps?
You don't let the pawns allow to push.
Yes, very good. That's number 1.
And
second step is attack the weakness. Now, guys, can we come up with a move that stops black from pushing to e5? Who wants to suggest? Kashish, how will you stop black from pushing to e5?
Sorry, it can be a capturing move.
I don't think so. It will be a capturing move. You have to block it. Otherwise, he's going to push it. Yes, Gurasis?
I think I know. Pawn to e5.
Very nice. Pawn to e5 blocks it, right? Very simple. We blocked it. Now the knight.
Sir, they will capture with the queen.
And then what we will do? We are just waiting for them to do the mistake, right? And then we will do choppy. So he will move away, obviously.
Double types choppy, knoppy.
Yes.
Copy, knoppy.
Now see, we have fixed the weakness. Gracis and Ame, can you guys understand? He cannot move forward anymore. Yes. Now we are having option with the knight to attack the pawn. One is...
I know, sir. I know.
Here or here. Okay, now think. Where it be a good move to play? Knight to d4 or knight?
Sir, I know. Fork. I know a fork.
Tell me.
Knight g5.
Very nice. The idea with knight g5 is actually the best move. So now the whole point is we were having 2 good moves to attack the pawn, right? But now see, what is the problem? When their knight sits in the center, they want to fork us. Can you see that? All of you? So if you go knight to d4, the whole problem is, guys, they will come down and now we are losing the game because a smaller piece is about to take my rook after the queen moves, of course. Suppose if I make a move and bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Now white is crying. We don't want to do that. Now knight g5. So now you should ask me that, sir, what is the difference? Why not knight c3 anyways? He can do that, right? He can still fork us, isn't it? Now see. First of all, Kashish thought that we are attacking here as well as here, right? Now we can move a queen to put pressure on h7. What's the way to move the... Yes.
Queen h5.
Queen h5 or queen to d3. You can even try queen h5. I don't think so that there's any problem. Because now suppose if we takey, how can we finish the game, guys?
No, sir. With the rook, we can take.
But instead of that, look at this thing. Time for finishing the game. White to play mate in 2.
I was telling
Queen
that's
H7.
Queen H7 is very nice. Okay, Queen H7. And now he goes here. Now what? He's trapped. Literally, he's trapped. Cannot
Sir,
come.
now I know.
Yes.
Sir. Go down.
Go
Queen,
down.
go down.
Checkmate, right? He cannot come up because knight is guarding. The problem is, guys, he can do this. He can kick us. And now we are having 2 different attacks. My goodness. We are having 2 different attacks. We are losing the knight. We are losing a rook. How can we still attack the king? You forget about losing your material. How can we still put pressure on this guy? Anyone?
Queen to
F7.
F7.
F7. Now he goes away. He goes away. Now, guys, we are going to lose a rook, but don't bother. You have to figure out a move with the knight to give him a checkmate on G7. Where should the knight move? Come on. My knight is under attack and my rook is under attack. How can I save both the pieces? So the method is, guys, the knight will not cut the rook. If you will use your knight to attack something big, what is bigger than rook? Which piece is bigger than a rook?
Sir,
And
Queen. Sir,
Queen
why don't you attack
is
the
bigger than
pawn
you.
on? Why don't you attack the pawn on
Sir, I know got it.
E6? E6.
Okay, yeah, I guess everyone is thinking of E6.
Yes, E6.
Knight E6. And the whole idea is, if he moves the queen away, Queen G7 is checkmate, right? It's bye-bye time. Knight is guarding. So he will say, you know what? I will capture your pawn, and at the same time, I will save my pawn. My goodness, again a beautiful move, isn't it?
Yep.
Again a beautiful move. But if I move the rook, suppose over here, now who has more weaknesses? Think. Who has more weakness, white or black?
Why? Black.
Black. Because in the next move, what's my plan? Can anyone tell me? Suppose he makes a random move, just to illustrate. Suppose he does this move. Now, what is he trying to put pressure on?
The knight.
The knight. Now, maybe we are going to lose the knight or what?
No,
What?
never ever.
Okay, so maybe can you try to save it for me? Look, the rook is controlling all the squares on the file.
Sir, I got it.
Okay.
Knight D8.
Knight D8 hitting the rook, right? And suppose he tries to go back again and trying to eat you.
So next we will move Queen F8.
Queen F8, okay. And now he goes here. Very good. Now use the knight. Can we?
Sir, if he captures with the rook, he'll capture with the rook. And if he captures with the other rook, he'll capture.
You might want to know, suppose there are some moves like queen to H8. Now, why this is a cool move? He takes, and now if you go knight F7, what's going on? It becomes 4 key, 4 key. These are some small ways that you have to know.